Yeah, I want to share another episode of this time that I was inside of that dorm. There was 200 something people in there, and I had this really interesting encounter with this guy that came again. He was working out. He was working out in the dorm, and he came around my bunk a few times, and I was laying there reading my Bible, and I looked and I said, this guy already came twice, because you're watching people, you're always seeing, keep an alert, that, nothing jumps off, because, things sporadically, like fights, killing, things happen, and then you got a gunman up there with the gun, just ready to shoot, ready to take somebody down. And anyways, this guy kept on walking around my bunk, and I was like, this is not normal. This guy's already come 2-3 times around my bunk, right? So I get up, I walk to the bathroom, right? And as I'm walking back, he's walking and he pulls me over, and it's this big Mexican, and I said, oh man, I go, he's going to probably jam me, gonna question me, here we go again. Right? But no, he goes to me like this. He goes, hey youngster. He goes, I've been watching you. I've been watching you for a few months, man. And I was like, yeah? And he goes, yeah, I've been watching you. And this God that you're, praying to, and this Jesus that you've been talking about to people, I've been watching you, man. I've been watching you. And I said, well, cool. He goes, I've seen people come in here, man, and they, talk about the Bible, and the next thing I know, man, and when I go out there, I see them, they're smoking dope, and, and this and that. And so he's just talking to me and sharing, his insight, about Christianity. He goes, man, I don't want to see you in here, man, again, because, you come back in here and you talk about the Bible, you're gonna encounter some people that are gonna be really mad. Because you're talking all this church stuff and Jesus stuff, and you're leading people to believe that you're this different person, and that you go out there and you come back in here again, that's not going to be good for you. I'm just letting you know, because I've seen this happen. And I said, no, you know what? I'm for real. This is what I feel, and I'm not only feeling it, but my life has been changing. And he said this to me. He goes, that's why I pulled you over, because you have been real. I've been watching you from a bunk. I've been watching every move, and you're not like some of these guys that come in here and they're, smoking weed and talking about the Bible, or they're cussing and watching porn. He goes, you're the real deal, man, and I want to congratulate you for your walk, man, and just being an example for us here, because there's not too many guys. And I said, thank you for that. And he told me, he goes, I got a family out there, and I was going to ask you to pray for them, that everything be okay with them, because, I've seen how you've been praying for you, and I believe God answers you. And I said, thank you, man. I said, thank you for sharing that. That's very encouraging to me, and anything I can do to help you. And it was really interesting, because he started telling me that he would like to change, but he just didn't know how to, and that he was getting tired of being in the gangs, but it was hard for him to just stand up, because he's been going through it since he was a little kid, and he's been incarcerated for many years, and he just didn't know how to stand up for himself and make that stance, and I understand that, because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people get caught up in the prison system, and you can't just stand up one day and go, hey, it's like I said, it's got to be real, it's got to be authentic, and man, when you make that stance, you better not go back, because if you go back, chances are, and I'm talking about going back to the world and getting involved with drugs and getting in that criminal activity, because if you go back, they're going to be waiting for you, and I believe that. It hasn't happened to me, because I haven't went back to prison, because I, made that change in 1993, and, I stayed there for a few more years in prison, and I got out, and, thank God that, I haven't went back to prison, and that's just by the grace of God, because, again, you're walking or your talking doesn't do the evidence, your walking does the evidence in your past life, future that you have behind you, that tells more about you to see what type of person, if it was real or not. And today I'm sharing that same message. 27 years later, I'm sharing that same message as if it was yesterday. It's not that I haven't had faults, I haven't had hiccups. I've had a lot of failures. I'm telling you, and I'll be sharing those a lot too. A lot of my failures, a lot of headaches and breakthroughs that I've gone through just to get to where I'm at after 27 years. And let me tell you, it's been an interesting and a powerful and an exciting at the same time journey. And I would never exchange this for anything, because it's the best journey that I've ever had in my life. And that's my story. I love you people. I love you so much that I want to see your families progress. I want to see your loved ones come out of this area and do something with their life. Thank you.